Hello people of the tube and welcome back to another review. This time I'm reviewing a thriller slash horror film based on the infamous serial killer Albert Fish, who murdered numerous children and ate them and molested them and raped them and did all kinds of weird shit, 'cause frankly he was a sick fuck. Anyway, The Gray Man is actually a really enjoyable film about his life. Basically, from before he met Grace Budd, who was his most famous victim, a little bit before, all the way until he is caught and executed. And they do it pretty well. The acting in this film is superb, and is nothing really wrong with it. Of course, some of the facts will be wrong, just like there are most of these serial killer films. But of all the ones I've seen, whether it be Bundy, Dahmer, Gacy, Monster, all these, the one thing this one does really well is acting and characters. I really enjoyed this film. Albert Fish at first seemed more like Hannibal Lecter than he did your grandfather. But then I realized that's how people in the 20s acted, a lot of them, with prestige and talked that way, and it made sense in a way. And then of course the cops were cops, and I forget that sometimes that's how people really acted back then. But the cop was a really good actor. The girl who played Grace was pretty good. Everyone in this film did a great job, acting job, and was pretty interesting. The Gray Man is a decent horror slash thriller based around the killer. It's just as good as Monster. Maybe a little less, just for the fact that this man, he doesn't look too much like Albert Fish, whereas Charlie Theron, whoever her name is, who was in Monster, had to completely change her appearance into the woman who's in Monster. I mean, and that's going to be a tough act to follow. And this movie is not better than Monster. But I do have to say this movie can compete. It's a good film, and it's definitely a thumbs up. If you want to watch a good serial killer film, check out The Gray Man. It's a thumbs up and a hell of a time.